Hi everyone, this is Stephanie Pettis in the Rolling Studio, and if you missed my live, that's okay. I just showed you a whole bunch of project shares anyway, and I wanted to do a tutorial, if you would, on a new project that I come up with. I haven't done journals other than a couple of years ago. I did some clay sculpting on the front of the cover of already made journal, and then I actually sewed in some artwork paper in those journals, and that's what, as far as my journaling went. But I haven't gotten into the journals and all that, and I've only made a couple of tags and maybe one giant Texas pocket tag, so that's all I've done. But I've wanted to get some things out to some folks, so I'm trying to make some projects and send these out, and this is the thing that I come up with last night. I haven't got an official name for it yet, but maybe by the time I post this video I'll come up with the right name for it. But for now it's a scroll. It's a letter scroll, so it's a loaded pocket letter scroll. I think that's the name I need to put, loaded pocket letter scroll. I think that's a great name. Now I finally come up with it. Loaded pocket letter scroll. That's what I'm gonna call it. So to begin with, you'll just see that it's a little shabby, and I went shabby on purpose because the person this is going to is a shabby person, and I'm not going to say their name in case I don't get it to them before they get it, so I'm keeping that quiet because they don't know they're getting it. And these are little enamel dots on a little plaqued paper that I made a pocket out of, so you can see that this is a 2-layer pocket. I got some of this ephemera from Spanky Madison. I purchased a journal book, and it came with a lot of these papers already cut, which was nice because I didn't have to cut it. And I just didn't know, I haven't touched anything, I haven't crafted, so I'm not going to go into all that. But this is, I took the papers that came with the journal and I created this with it. It was unplanned, that's the way I work. I just started putting papers together, and this is what I come up with. It's super cool. So this is a pocket here, right back here, and here is the nameplate. I will be putting her name right here. It's the nameplate, and then I've got those little diamond, I don't know, trims, and I went all the way around, and I took this piece, and even though it didn't fit all the way around, I liked that because what it allowed me to do was to create another open pocket. And when it's an open pocket, and I don't know if y'all do these or not because I don't follow the pocket world or the tag world too much. I just know everybody does it. Inside here, this was an envelope I got from the journal from Spanky, and this is some washi tape, and inside here are some pre-cut dies that were gifted to me, and I'm gifting them out because I just wanted to. And this is a little library card and some little, ephemera tags that she can use. And you can see, that's why I like this open, because you can actually see what's inside of it. And another little tag, another little tag. All this came with the journal, but it was the perfect color for this person. And then here is another little journaling card or whatever, and then this one, and I put it in here like so. And I like it because I'm going to keep this kind of lifted, and it still shows through all the other stuff that's in here. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I just continued it with this little diamond trim. And then it started out with taking 2 pieces of the paper that were pre-cut. And I'm going to probably put a quote of some sort in here. I haven't done that. And then I'm probably going to layer it with a piece of vellum. And then this is a little piece of material I think I got from my friend Vicky Garisto. And then these are some dies that were gifted to me, and then I used those, and I put some metallic metallic wax and opal magic wax on it. It kind of gives it a little vintagey look with the two-tone metallic, and it's in purple and in a pearlesque opal pink. So and it looks layered, and I put this little cute little flower on it. And you can see I got these little enamel dots from Hobby Lobby, and I just loved using them on this. And then these little sparkly pieces I got from my friend Jaine, Trucker Jaine. So I just kind of put them to decorate the pretty little die cut girl. And then of course some dangle lace. Now I didn't want to overlace it. I liked it simple like this. And again, I'm probably going to put a piece of vellum in here and then put a quote in there. And there's some stuff for that person to use. And I already showed you the back. Now at the end, I ended up taking my 1/2 inch punch and just did a little finger pocket thing. And this little thing sits right there. And what that is my scroll. If I can get this right, I keep messing it up. And it scrolls and fits right into place. So I thought that little jewel was appropriate, and it worked out perfect with that 1/2 inch cut. I used this wooden dowel. I think I got this from the Dollar Tree. If not, it was at Walmart. I believe it was from the Dollar Tree, but don't quote me on it. There was 15 of them I got for $1. I'm pretty sure this was a Dollar Tree item. So these are 6-inch dowels. They're probably about a 1/4 inch in diameter, maybe an 1/8 inch or something. Nah, it's more like 1/4 inch. And this is, I stained it. The wood with this color wash tint. I don't know if you've seen these. I think they're kind of new. They're by Tattered Angels, and they have all kinds of different colors. And it's a one-step tint, and it's water-based. And this one's in copper, but for some reason it looks pink to me, a pinkish red. And it's supposed to be a faux finish with a touch of metallic. And it's good for wood, wicker, non-coated surfaces. And it's got some metallic in the bottom of it, so you got to shake it really good to get that metallic in there. See, now it's gone. It's kind of like a glimmer mist, really. It's just not in a spray. So I don't know what the difference is for that, but it's I guess it's kind of like a stain, because it does go on like a stain. And but this is what I colored my wood with. Now these little ends right here, this is the scroll itself. These little ends, these are, I got from the Dollar Tree. Let me see if I can find them. They are what they're calling push pins, which is just another name for a thumbtack, so to speak. I know I pulled them out, but I don't know where I've put them. They're around here somewhere. I must have hidden them from myself. I don't know. But either way, that's what I'm using today. So, and some ephemera of your choice. And let me just show you the full reason we are here. If, you know, like I said, I messed this thing up a minute ago. It's a little touchy. It's not perfected yet, but it works like it's supposed to when you have it set right. I keep playing with it and I keep messing it up, I think. I think I have messed up the paper a little bit in there. I may have to open this back up, but okay, so here comes the scroll, and I just emptied the pocket by accident. Messing around too much. Okay, so this is the scroll. What's unique about not only the fact is this a loaded pocket scroll, that this right here, this painted artwork is handmade by me. I made this a few months ago, and I copied it on paper, and it made a beautiful print. And on the back is where you write your notes. Now I got a little paint on there, so they're just gonna have to forgive me for that. But I want to focus in on the tab. If I can get my camera to cooperate here. This is an itty bitty little card, a little ephemera card, and it's got a little purple rose on it, which I thought again was appropriate. And again, a little purple card on the opposite side. And I did a crocodile eyelet to give it some sturdiness so it doesn't tear the paper. And it's got little images on it. And then I used these beads. I think I got them from Walmart. Again, here we go. I at least found those. And these are an assorted amount of little just beads. They're like 6/0 beads in metallic metals. And that's what I used. I used the copper to go with the copper push pin or thumbtack. Now, it was really hard to get it into the wood, so I took my Dremel and drilled into the wood for that thumbtack. But it's okay if you don't have a Dremel. You can use a straw and maybe glue a bead on it. I've got these little wooden toggle beads that would fit around a straw. So, I mean, there's no, you can make some paper clay and make your own little handles. You can make them decorative if you wanted to. But this is the scroll. It's a little letter scroll. And you write your little note to your person. Kind of like a little pen pal pocket letter. And then you just write whatever you want to write, your sentiment or whatever on the back. And they get some pretty little artwork that you might make or something you might like to use. And then you just glue it on the wood and then just roll it up inside of itself. Like so. I think that's super cute. So, the thing about mine is this little jewel that I chose rolls right up into where I punched. Right up where I punched that 1/2-inch punch. And it pulls that jewel right over on top of it. So it kind of sits right there. It's kind of cool. Well, it did. See, there I go, messing with it again. And I tied it with some purple embroidery string, and that's how I made that. And we'll get into all that later. But this is kind of loose leaf because I left, you can see I left it open where it can scroll in itself. And you have room. I don't know if I left too much room. I probably should tighten that up a little bit, but I really wanted it to have space in there. So you do it how you want to do it, but this is how I did it. And I just thought it was really cute. So Stef's, I forgot the name. I'll have to go back and listen to it. Anyways, that's what we're going to work on today. So I hope you like it, and let's get started. So the first thing that I did was choose my paper. And the paper that I ended up choosing was a little thin. It's not as thick as the first one that I created. So what I did was I grabbed some cardstock and basically cut it the same size, and then turned around and glued the decorative cardstock to the thicker cardstock so that it would have some rigidity to it. I mean, it was just too flimsy and it needed to be stern. So I ended up cutting out, and doing a little bit of extra work, but it was worth it for the beauty of the paper. And the dimensions that I used on this was 4 1/4, and I believe it was 9 3/8 long. So 4 1/4 and 9 3/8 long is what I cut. Here I put some double-sided tape around all 3 sides up into about a 2 inches before the top. so that I could stick the two cardstocks together, leaving an open pocket and open flaps. And this is a part of the same stock paper. I left it thin instead of thick, and I cut it just a little short. And so I worked with it a little bit, but eventually I just left it small, and then I peeled it off and made a mess of it. But I would say just enough to wrap the band almost all the way around it, maybe leaving an inch of a gap between the two for an open pocket on the back and a full pocket on the front. You can choose how you make your pocket. I'm not good at these things. I've never done them really before, so everything was just a guesstimation when I first did this. And then I changed this one up because I didn't want to cover the bottom image of the hand that's writing, and I didn't want to cover up the postcard. Therefore, my pocket was a bit more to the center than at the bottom like the first one was. But I like it because it's different from the original. Okay, so here is where I took my piece of vellum and cut it, I think it was like 4 1/8 by 5 on this particular one, to put as the base layer over the cardstock. And then from there I layer it with die cuts that were gifted to me and some lace that was gifted to me, and then of course decorating it how I chose to decorate it. You can choose to decorate yours the way you want to, but I used die cuts, lace, some bling, some just different metallic waxes to give a blue metallic shimmer to the butterflies and stuff you'll see in a bit. And some, I think I also did, yeah, the metallic wax, I said that. But you'll see, and you can do your decorating the way you choose to. This is just the way that I did it. Yes, I used some enamel dots and some that Dollar Tree diamond trim. I just cut it and put it all the way around it. And these enamel dots I love. I got from, I believe, Hobby Lobby, and it's the Paper Studio. I got it for 50% off because that was the sale for the day. I always try to buy 50% off or a coupon or something of that nature. And here I'm breaking out the metallic waxes by Prima. They're the metallic or Finnabair. So I'm going to put a blue metallic sheen to these butterflies. And they also, the metallic waxes tend to look also brown in tone. So again, it gives it a brown vintagey look. But in the light, you can see that there's a blue hue to it, because it depends on how you move it in the light. You'll see the shimmer of blue. These little blings that I'm putting on here were gifted to me by my friend Jaine, Trucker Jaine, on YouTube, and she is a great friend of mine. Thank you, Jaine. I'm loving these little, I'm finally getting to use the little blings that you got me. Also, some of these laces were from Vicky Garisto, as well as from Rosie Posey's kits from Rose Craft Shack. So you can check them out on YouTube. I will try to link all of their YouTubes on the description box below. And now I am starting to look for some ephemera to go with this tone of my scroll letter, loaded scroll pocket letter. Okay, so I have decorated my little pocket letter scroll, and I have filled it with goodies so far. I put my vellum on, and I gave this one some vellum, and you can see behind the vellum there is a sticker quote that I got out of my well, if I can find it, my little Christian sticker book. And it has scriptures on it. And I had bought this a while back, so I was able to use a quote out of here. And this one says, "For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways." And that's Psalm 91:11. And I also added some extra ephemera. This tag here is one that I created with some graphic 45 washi and my dried flowers and glitter, and I laminated it. And you can do a dry erase marker on this tag. And these are flowers that I've dried and put in here, and I just love this tag. I actually was commented by Graphic 45 on 2 of my tags, so it was a pretty exciting time, and kind of hate giving it up, but I think that it will be appreciated, so I'm going to give it to this person. So again, that's completes this one. I also ended up wrapping some jute cord around this to maybe not have so much play, and I've been debating on tightening this little hole down here, so that might get done as well. I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking it might need to be. So just so that you know, that's where I'm at with that. And I'm going to make a part 2 to this video. Part 2, because it's already going to be a long video. So part 2 will be creating the rest of the scroll. So this is just the pocket being prepared and getting the goodies together that's going to fit in there. And I chose to not cover up this postcard, and so I did the little pocket up here underneath, and I like it. And I'll put a quote back here for this one. Let's see, it's a pretty big sized one there. I'll look at them, but they're wonderful scriptures, so I will have to go through and pick this one out. It's going to take me a minute to really look at them. I don't want to just throw something in there. I like to really put my thoughts to who I'm giving it to and whatnot. So that's number 2, and I'm going to do a part 2 where we'll get into the clasp. And this is the jewel I'll be using for the clasp, like back here. And I've got these little jars full of little baby ephemera cards and playing cards. So they're so cute and cool. And I will use that as a part of the scroll. I've got to pick out my artwork of what I'm going to put in here. And then eventually write the letters once it's all done. So one more time, part 2 is coming. And this is the scroll, and keep tightening it and messing it up. So I'm gonna have to work the bug out on that one, but it's the concept that works. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep this down here so it has room to pull. I need to tighten that up down here. I think that's part of the problem. And anyways, that's my artwork. This is that little card. This is the pull tab. And of course you still want to be gentle. And it's blank on the back side so that you can write your little note. I probably will write my note to this one first. But then again, I didn't know how far down it was going to come out of here. So I waited, and I'll probably wait for that one too. Anyways, this is a long video already, and I don't want to keep you. And yeah, there was still more paper there. Oh, there we go. These were dried flowers, and then I did some painted flowers along with some glitter and some writing, handmade, some picture book papers and stuff underneath it. It was an I don't know if I did a video on it or not, but anyways, I think it was kind of cute to put that in there. And that will be part 2 when I get the scroll part done. So, talk to you later. Bye.